Hi, I'm Brian, and I'm going to build a 38-foot sailboat. But before I can build that sailboat, I have to finish my boat shed, which will be done this week, and I also want to fix up this Thunderbird that's behind me, so I'll be able to continue to sail. So I got the first wall here framed up. Nice size door going into the storage area, but I do have this cable that runs along, which controls my thermostat, which controls my furnace, and it's right here. And what I have done to get it out of the way, I can pop it up, and if you look right at the very top of this, I've cut a little notch in there that it's going to be able to sit in, and then it won't interfere with the floor joists. So I have the second wall here framed up of this little storage area, a dust-free storage area hopefully. But of course, when I was measuring, I measured one measurement and I cut another measurement. It's ½ inch too long here, so I'm going to have to trim this off in the morning. I don't want to do it right now because there's glue fastening those bottom plates to the concrete, and it's still wet, and everything can slide just a little bit, so I'll wait till the morning till that has hardened up.
Is it? Yeah.
As I have this 2x12 right here, and I have to put my rear wall of this new storage space across here, what I'm going to do, instead of building a wall and putting my studs that way, I'm going to put my studs on the flat, and I'll be able to fasten right to this 2x10, and they'll just fill this upper area where this wall needs to be to shut this back side of this room off. So though this platform was done, one of the disadvantages was that the fan is well within the area that you could walk to. And I just managed to walk into the fan and wallop my head. So we've got the ladder set there with the plank on top of it, and we're going to move this out so nobody else is going to walk into this fan.
Okay, look, there it is right there. It took a hunk of the scalp right off. It's still bleeding a little bit, but it'll be okay.
So to be able to do that, we laid a ladder across to my boat over there, put a plank on top, and then moved it out there, and that hopefully will save my head now, since I can walk to the edge of this and still not hit the blade. Actually, I can't even reach it, reaching out. So for the door that I installed in the storage area over there, I didn't have any casing for it, but I do have this baseboard which has the same profile, and I'm just going to cut it to the width that the casing would be. It's going to be a little bit thinner, but this is just a work barn. It's not a mansion. So my storage room is basically about finished. I got two little pieces of OSB to put on the front and side here, up where my floor system is, but we got the door casing that we had to rip down here, and inside all kinds of my stuff just sort of piled there. We do have lights And we have plug here, my freezer here, and then the rest is just basically storage. I also had to move the handrail from this side where the wall was, and I moved it over to this side. That was just a simple matter of unscrewing it and re-screwing it here. So we have a handrail for going up to my house. The gutters got put on today while I was at work. So the gutter's on, and the downspouts here run down at the back of the building, and that'll hopefully let all the water drain to the back here and away from the foundation. Decided it was time to organize my screws and nails that I have, because this isn't really conductive to being able to find stuff. So what I did is I went and bought 2 of these kits, which have 30 little bins in it, and it's a wall mount, so it's basically going to replace that table and be mounted there, and I'll be able to have access quite easily to the different screws and nails and know what's in each one. Now the fun of sorting. I didn't quite get finished of sorting all the screws and that. There's still a little pile down there that I gotta go through, but this definitely looks neater, easier to see, and it should work good for finding the nails and screws and stuff that I need while I'm building. And just have to finish filling these trays and sorting out the last little bit. And I do also have these 2 little holders which will get mounted. So I cut this table down to a height that I could work off of, use it as a bench, and I'm going to install the grinder and the vise here, so I'll be able to have access to both of them. Just getting ready here to mount the vise. There, the vise is securely fastened to the table now. Whenever I was in junior high and stuff, I would go fishing with them. It was lobster fishing in the springtime to finish off with one uncle. I did some mackerel seining and mackerel jigging during the summer months. I did rock crab during the summer months. I did fall lobster for some of the time. And, you know, I love being out in the water. I always enjoyed it. I also worked with a couple of my cousins for a season, and we did lobster and snow crab. So we were offshore, you know, about 90 to 100 miles offshore to fish the snow crab, and I enjoyed it. Also growing up, I had a dory, and so I was always around water or on water. As time went on, I still had my outboard motor. I didn't have a dinghy anymore. And I came across a set of plans, and I built this. Still available online. It's an old set of plans from Popular Mechanics, and basically it's a very easy, quick build. I basically did it in a weekend, and it's called a skimmer. And basically it was the old school jet ski. So you put a motor on the back here, and you sat here, and it looks absolutely funny because there's not enough height here, but you could get along fairly well. And when my kids were growing up, I had built this and we enjoyed it for a summer or two with my outboard. My outboard wasn't working great and it finally died on me. It's a 1980s build wood epoxy. My new boat is going to be similar to this in build. This is about 35 to 40 years old, and I've only had to replace one piece of plywood underneath, and that is because the previous owners had let it sit for 2 years with fresh water inside the bilge, and it got into the plywood and rotted it out. Other than that, the plywood is good. I do have some work to do. I'm going to spend a little bit of time on this boat fixing it up so that I will be able to use it for the next 6, 7, 8 years while I build my new boat. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed these videos, please subscribe, like, and share.